What's your 1B?
What do you think it is?
Oh my God, you're so fucking what? Talk about one-dimensional. Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Fist versus tact.
You're more one-dimensional than MxPx. Literally, you are fucking wow.
Literally, yeah. No, that's a good song, man.
You are weak. You're weak.
Why? Why?
Weak.
Because.
Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and well, that's pretty much it. So let's go. Yeek, 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 yeek,
Hey.
yeek, yeek.
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records. We get into the lyrics, music, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars and 5 stars only. Boost our rating up. That's what we want. That's what we need. And keep listening. Tell all your friends. All the social media is at Asinine Radio. Share our posts. Be kind. Be kind. I don't know. That's all I got for the boring intro. What are we doing today, Jeff?
We're doing Slowly Going the Way of the Buffalo by the MxPx's.
MxPx, Slowly Going the Way of the Buffalo. What is your origin story with this band? What do you got, Jeff? Go.
That song. I'm okay. You're not okay. We're all okay. Hey, I'm a dude. She's a dude. That's
Is that really? Oh,
yeah, that's my origin story. They were kind of big at camp. I mean, the Christian pop punk thing. So going to YMCA camp, there were more than a few people that liked MxPx, and that was a song that was always like playing, and I like it. I still love it. So that was like my first introduction to them. I think when I started downloading music, that was a song that I downloaded by them, and then came across Responsibility, and that was like my true introduction to the band where I dove into it and bought the album and loved them at that point, and then went back to Buffalo and loved it.
Damn, okay. It's early on, way earlier than me. All right, my origin story is Responsibility. That was the first thing I heard from them. I really liked it, even though I was a full blown new metalman at the time, and but that one creeped in somehow. I don't know why, but yeah, no, that was my
because it's great.
Origin story with them, and then I went to go buy that record, The Ever Passing Moment, and they only had one no effects. God damn it! They only had one MxPx record or CD at Best Buy, and it was actually a comp. It was the Let It Happen comp.
Yeah.
So I bought that, and that was my first MxPx CD.
Oh, nice.
Comp. Yeah, and I really liked it. I mean, it's pretty much all the early punk stuff, from a lot of like Poconacha style. It's pretty much a punk record. So that was my first thing with them. And then eventually I got The Ever Passing Moment, and I liked it. And then I quickly stopped listening to it because I started to get more into like hardcore punk and, everything in between. So I kind of stopped listening to pop punk for a while. And this was the one that I never really went back to, The Ever Passing Moment. And even the comp I never really went back to much. So, but yeah, that's my origin story.
Okay.
With MxPx. No effects.
Okay. Okay.
So let's jump into Slowly Going the Way of the Buffalo. Initial thoughts, and then we could jump right into the song we already played, which was I'm Okay, You're Okay. Sound good?
Yep.
All right, so what do you got?
Oh, I always wait for you to say go, but you didn't say go again. Go. So you kind of do it like half the time, and I don't know if it's like a bit or if you just, I don't know.
But you should know. Well, it's a bit, but you should just continue the joke anyway.
It's an inconsistent bit. That's not a big deal. That's fine. So my initial thoughts this week, I bought the vinyls a while ago, but I like MxPx. I always have. I don't know. I get why people think that they're, I guess for lack of like a better word, overrated, or people don't understand like why they're as popular as they are. But there's a lot of reasons why they are as popular as they are, and they prove themselves time and time again to be as great as they are. And I definitely don't think they're underrated or overrated by any means. I think if anything, they're underrated. They are, man, like when we go see a lot of shows and we're there for the headliner, It is even now in our old age, we don't give a shit about the openers in any way. And if it's not something that we really want to see, we're just gonna fucking skip it because we got disposable income now, baby. So now we can just go see the headliner, call it a day.
True.
But
true.
If MxPx was that opener, you fucking better believe this tush would be in that seat, baby boy.
Yeah, I'd see them as an opener, not as a headliner, but as an opener.
That's what makes MxPx. They can open up for Guns N' Roses, and you're not going to miss that opener. They can open up for fucking, I don't even know. For Zeppelin, you're not going to miss that opener. They can open up for NoFX. You're not going to miss that opener. These guys can transcend genres. They can transcend fan bases.
Come
Absolutely. On. What do you mean, come on? Absolutely.
I don't know about that.
They bring
They're pretty
the
one-dimensional. They're pretty one-dimensional.
So is NoFX. NoFX is 100% one-dimensional.
That's fine. But NoFX
Pennywise
are way catchier
is one-dimensional.
I agree. Pennywise definitely.
A lot of bands are one-dimensional.
A lot of filler.
Doesn't make it bad. Doesn't make it good. I'm saying they transcend. They can appeal to punk fans. They can appeal to rock fans. They can appeal to. They can hang out with hip hoppers and still slay it, still kill it. They put on a fantastic show. They have a lot of energy. They're really cool dudes. I've never seen them.
Oh, okay.
Never seen them. They played some of the Warped Tours when we were going to Warped Tour a lot, but they never played Pomona.
That's weird.
Or I should say, they never played Pomona when we were in Pomona.
Okay.
Yeah, which sucks. But yeah, I've never seen them, and probably won't at this point. I think they're slowing down, if not completely stopped touring at this point.
Well, they had Yuri and Tom had left the band for like 3 years because they didn't want to tour anymore, so they just left.
Well, they left the band.
What?
Well, because Mike wanted to do other things. He was doing his podcast. He was hooking up with Feldy. He was doing all these other things.
True. Yeah, that's true.
But there's a reason. There's a reason that MxPx, not musically, because musically I think they're almost underrated. But there's a reason why MxPx is beloved by like everybody, just like the Vandals are beloved by everybody. Like nobody shit talks the Vandals. Nobody shit talks MxPx because they consistently put out at least pretty fucking fun music. And they've been around, dude. They've been like the same fucking trio of dudes for like over 20 years. That's fucking bonkers. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Outside of that first record, and then more recently they got that second guitar player.
Yeah, but it's still the same three guys.
Yeah.
So just one record. Everything else is like the same guys. They tour. They're really nice. Like everybody loves them. They can still play fast. Dude, they still went up until their last several shows, but they were still playing the Fist versus Tact live, slaying it, fucking cranking it out, and almost half the time, like time-wise, because they're doing like double time of it, they can still slay. They're just really, really fun. They're really nice. And they put out at least, like I said, at least fun music.
Yeah, no, their music is fun. Now I totally lost my train of thought. Fuck.
Man, there was this band that used to always play at House of Blues when we were going to shows. It's not Sonic Youth, but I think one of those two words was in the band name. Youth Brigade.
Youth Brigade, yeah.
Fuck me. Talk about like...
Yeah, they used to play all the time.
See, like whenever we went to a show, or whenever we bought tickets to a show, and we saw like this band, and then opening is Youth Brigade, like, oh cool, we have an extra hour to kill because I'm not going to see that band because they're boring as fuck. So that's...
Even though we've seen them a bunch of times. So,
but because we were already there. Mm-hmm. And maybe there's a band before that we want to see. I don't know. But Youth Brigade, boring stuff. But MxPx is not boring. They're just not. They're a good, solid, tight band.
They are. Hear me out. They are the Foo Fighters of pop punk. That's fair. That's fair, right? It's vanilla pop punk. It's nothing overly catchy. It appeals to a lot of people. And Mike Herrera is a super nice guy. Just like Dave Grohl. Yeah,
and just like the Foo Fighters, I mean, I like MxPx more than your probably average Joe, but I still have that greatest hits comp by the Foo Fighters, which I like because it has a lot of really, really good songs on it, but I would never buy an individual album.
Which is fine. That makes sense.
But damn, they got some bangers, but like MxPx too, right? You could probably buy like a greatest hits comp and be okay with it if it was all your favorite personal songs.
See, at this point, I mean, after this week, I don't think I would buy an MxPx comp.
Oof.
I don't think I would. I don't think I could put together 12, 15 songs for a comp, a greatest hits comp for them.
These guys they've withstood the trial of time. They've been there. They've done it. Besides, like the big juggernauts of pop punk, like Sugar Cult, right? All American Rejects. These are names that who gives a shit about. How many songs can you name by them? Who cares? Nobody cares. MxPx has withstood the trials of time. They've been there since the beginning. They were putting out skate punk. They transcended into pop punk, and they did it, and they did it, and they toured. They toured with fucking NoFX, dude. They toured with everybody. Nobody shit on them. They were accepted into all circles.
I think it's because Mike Carrera is so nice. I really think that's the only. I think that's the only reason why that they've been.
But that's not the only
so
reason why. Because they make good music.
I think that's a big reason, not the only reason. That was a bad choice of words.
If
but
they dressed like
reason.
Fucking like Benji and Joel, the GCBs.
They did.
No, they did not. No.
Go back and watch some of those videos from the early 2000s.
No,
there's some pretty.
No, because what the GCBs did was incorporate kind of like the hip hop culture into their look. MxPx never did that. They were more in line with like Alkaline Trio type of look, that goth look. Yeah,
they were more, but they weren't as. I don't even want to call Alkaline Trio dark, but they weren't even as dark as Alkaline Trio. They're just.
MxPx were just nice guys that like to hang out with everybody and luckily put out at least fun music. Some of their shit's great. Buffalo, great. Passing Moment, great. But at least they're fun.
Some of it, okay, you're right. Yeah, you're right. They are fun, but they do have a lot of filler. Every album has all their albums are way too long. Outside of their last record, which was 30 minutes, which is how long all of their records should be. You can trim out a lot of stuff on their records. 45 minutes is way too long.
I agree.
Because this song is 16. I mean, this album is 16 songs. They all clock in. I think the longest song is 3 minutes 45 seconds. Most of them clock in at 2.5 minutes. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff.
It is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. You're right. You could probably cut it. You could probably take out 5 songs from this album. And I'd be okay
and just make it really tight. Just make it super, super tight. But then that goes with everything. Every album of theirs, like I said.
But that's why I will try and defend, because like just like the Grateful Dead, kind of like people that don't really like it don't like it. They don't give a fuck. But people that like MxPx like really, really like MxPx a lot. And
I mean, we also have to touch upon, they were huge in the Christian rock, the Christian punk rock, Christian rock community up until like 2010. Their records were still like number 1, number 2 on the Christian charts, and then they were somewhat successful on the Billboard charts. But they built a lot of their fan base from the Christian rock community, and I think one reason why they're so popular too is because so many 12, 13-year-old kids were allowed to listen to this like punk rock music that was so forbidden within their households, but MxPx was okay to listen to. So then they automatically have this nostalgia because it was something so different when they were kids. And then they just love MxPx for being so different from what they're used to. So I think that's another reason why they're as big as they are, is because they were so different within that community, that very, very small, narrow-minded community.
Well,
I think that's
I don't want to say narrow-minded. I think it's like a child-driven community that was thrust upon children by their parents, so the kids didn't know a difference between MxPx and NoFX, other than I was allowed to listen to MxPx.
No, that's what I'm saying, because you had such a small amount of bands that you were allowed to listen to, because some Christian families are insane, and you had such a small amount of bands, but then you get this kind of aggressive punk rock music. You think you've never heard anything like it before, and so you latch onto it. You get into the lyrics. I mean, the lyrics on this record are fucking dumb.
Well, yeah.
They're really dumb.
They're one dimensional. Yes.
Extremely one dimensional. Like there's no depth to them. But yeah, I don't know. I think if you take the Christian rock out of it, and I don't think they would be as popular. And I hate saying it because Mike Carrera seems like such a nice guy and their music is fun. I just don't think they would have the popularity if it hadn't been for all the Christian.
But then you gotta think, right? Because they were never like aggressively Christian. There's a lot of
they weren't.
Reliant K, for instance, is a band that's not even half as aggressive as MxPx, but like they tripled down on the God talk on their albums. MxPx was never that aggressive. They mentioned God a couple times in their first couple albums, but it was like once, maybe twice. So but MxPx That was
But that was
intentional.
enough to be sold. That was enough to be sold at Lifeway, which is anybody who doesn't
But
know.
it wasn't
was
enough
the
to be
Christian
shunned
store.
by the true pop punkers of the era. It wasn't enough to be shunned by Green Day and Blink.
Because
and
Mike Herrera
NoFX
was so
fans.
Nice.
Because he's
so nice.
smart,
That's why.
dude. He's smart.
No, you're right. He is. He's
if
very smart.
he was going
He
on
knows how to
tour with
market his band.
NoFX and like every fucking song was preachy, they would have kicked his ass off. They said, "No, I don't give a fuck how nice you are. This is just stupid." But because he's nice and because yes, they are Christian, but they're also fun to hang out with, and they don't like preach in their music. That's why they were allowed to rub elbows with like Pennywise and NoFX. And so all these little Christian boys and girls that were going to MxPx shows were exposed to NoFX, and now they can buy NoFX merch. And so like MxPx is that gateway drug for these kids to like, I don't know, be better.
And that's my point. You know, they were the ones. They were the bands that a lot of kids who
Nobody
didn't know
else
outside
did this.
music
Nobody
were
else could
introduced to
do
outside
this.
music. What?
Nobody else could do this. Nobody else did this. No one has done this except for MxPx.
Okay, and that's fine. Going
And
back
that's
to
why
my
they're
point,
so great.
My point.
What is
going
your
back
point?
to
You don't
my
have a point here.
My point was they're only this popular because of their Christian base. Yeah,
No,
I understand.
They're popular
yes.
because they can transcend between genres, between groups of people.
I know,
they can
but
bridge
if it wasn't
gaps.
for that, I know, but if it wasn't for that Christian base, they wouldn't be as successful. I understand they can transcend between the two of them.
No,
but
they're
they
this
had to
successful
have
because they
that
put out
base.
decent music, at least
They
decent
put out
music.
good. No, yes, you're right. They do.
Because if
But
their
when
music
you-
sucked,
but
like I
when you-
literally just said, if their music sucked,
know
they would
what
have been
you
kicked
said.
off these tours.
I understand. No, I understand that.
And so this point would have been a moot point if their music sucked, or if they were too preachy, or if any of those things happened. But because they did all of it, not just because of one thing, it's because of like 5 or 6 different things. It's because he's nice. It's because yes, they had roots in Christian pop punk, and yes, they made great music.
I think that's the big and that's the big reason.
Oh my god, it's not.
I'm
the
standing
fucking
by
big
that. I'm
reason.
standing
That's
by
good-
that.
stupid. It's fucking stupid.
It's not fucking stupid. I mean,
They could have made
a
a
good
they
point.
could have made a good career if they were not Christian whatsoever. If they were just pop punk only, they could have made a good career out of it.
No, they could have. No, you're absolutely right. They could have made a good career.
If they
but it
made
wouldn't-
shit music and
but-
were Christian, they
but
could
they
not have made a
wouldn't-
good career out of it.
But they wouldn't have been as big had it not been for that Christian base.
If they
I can
were
almost guarantee
if they
it.
were
Actually,
100%
I can
Christian,
guarantee that.
if they were like, look at Switchfoot. Switchfoot's a fucking aggressively Christian band, and they make really shitty music. Nobody gives a fuck
You're
about
right. No,
Switchfoot.
you're right. No, you're right.
Although, like,
Well, actually, a lot
technically
of people
speaking,
like Switchfoot.
Switchfoot are probably more, like, record sales wise, are probably more popular than MxPx, which even
Yeah,
shows you more that even the Christians kind of didn't quite fully embrace MxPx.
Which, yeah, I know. I agree
Five
with you
Iron
on that
Frenzy,
part.
another fucking Christian band. They're
I know.
crazy Christian. They're better than
Yep.
both the bands.
Agreed. But still,
That's silly.
my point
Don't lean
stands.
too much in the Christian. That's a stupid point. It's
It's not a
narrow-minded
stupid
and
point.
silly. It is.
Not.
It's narrow-minded
an
and
important
silly.
part of their history. It's an extremely important part of their history.
I never said it wasn't important. I just said don't lean
And it's
into it
the
as like
base.
the biggest
It's the
factor.
base
It's not the
of the
biggest factor. Though.
popularity.
That's silly boy
It's
talk.
the base of their popularity.
It's where it started. Yes.
Okay, so it's the base. That's where the base of their fans came from.
But that's not the most
the Christian-
important. That's not the most important pillar that holds up the platform of MxPx.
I disagree.
No.
I totally disagree.
It is a pillar, but it's not the most important pillar. No, the most important pillar is the fact that they make good music.
They make good. Yes, sometimes they do.
Because ultimately, you can't sell tickets if you make shit music, unless
Well,
you're
that's not true.
unless you're making music post like 2010 era.
That's not true.
Then you can sell at stadiums.
Oh shit. Okay. Let's get into this. Oh, I wanted to talk about the cover. I mean, we usually never start with the artwork and the title, but I really like the cover art. And I like the colors. I like the title of the record. I like this a lot. What do you think about it?
I think it's great. It's a band that does not have a lot of depth, has not been around for very long, but is already kind of making fun of themselves in a genre that it's already kind of like a niche genre anyway, pop punk. So
Christian
it's
punk, yeah.
it's a bit. It's not Christian punk.
It's Christian
This
punk, but
it's not
okay,
Christian punk.
continue the joke.
This is a band that's already kind of making fun of all of it, and that's cool. It's cute.
Yeah. I mean, so Slowly Going the Way of the Buffalo is a reference to some of their fans saying that they've ditched their old sound and they're making something more, I guess, more pop or something just different in general to what fans are used to. So they're slowly going the way of the buffalo. That style's disappearing. I like that.
And when the Christian
I really
pop
do.
punk kids like say you're selling out,
I know that's really telling, right? That bass, that Christian pop punk bass, yeah.
they know true punk.
But yeah, anyway, so let's jump into the record, into the fuck, we haven't even talked about the song we played already. I'm okay, you're okay. What are your thoughts on this one?
This is my 1B. Duh.
Is it really?
Of course.
Jesus. It's my 5B.
Yeah. Well, I know it's probably a little bit slow. There's not a lot of punk in here. It's kind of a lot, but you're a balladman too, so I don't know. I think just because it probably has a video, you probably put it as your 5B. That's all right though. Yeah, that's my 1B. I think it's this is they do this a lot over the course of their career. They'll find a good chorus, a good hook, and they'll realize I don't know if I have enough for a song, so let's just kind of like beat around the bush here. Let's just put a verse in here that's fine, doesn't really go anything, doesn't do anything, but it sets up the chorus nicely. And that's what these verses do. These verses just set up the chorus. And this chorus is so fucking catchy.
The chorus is the catchiest part of the whole record.
Yeah.
I'm saying that right now. It really is. Because it's big. It's kind of grand. With the woes, the background woes, something that they don't do on this record or really ever do in their music. You don't really hear the woes, right?
Not really.
I don't remember hearing that.
Few and far in between.
Yeah, so, I mean, that chorus is awesome. It also reminds me a lot of Alkaline Trio. There's a lot of things on this record that remind me of other bands, from Alkaline Trio to Bad Religion to Pennywise and so on. But yeah, no, I think the main riff is pretty cool, considering I don't think Tom's a very good guitar player at all, really at all. And I don't know, the big palm muted guitars during the verses are cool, and the way it kind of transitions into that chorus is great. And then the double time toward the end, that's really cool. That's awesome.
Gotta love that. Yeah, it's so good.
The double time at the end was awesome.
Tom, man, this band is just. I think Yuri's pretty damn good at the drums. I like the way he plays. I like how he adds depth to some of the songs, where he'll go from kind of doing that just generic like pop punk snare to hi hat, bass drum, but then he'll use like a lot of toms, much like the drummer from Pennywise goes into it, and I love that. Mike. You can't really tell if he's a great bass player or not. I still really don't know to this day if he's like a fantastic bass player or not.
Well,
but
the last song is pretty rad. His bass playing in the last song is pretty cool.
It's fun. It doesn't showcase that he knows how to play the bass any more than like a guitarist would just pick up a bass and start playing it. But Tom, it's fine.
It's power chord central. I mean, there's nothing. He rarely does anything but power chords.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like one tiny solo in one song. There's a few leads thrown here and there, but it's just
the best lead on this album is not even him. It's the guest guitarist.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of? Is the solo? It's not even really a solo. It's like a lead.
It's the dude from Bad Religion.
Oh,
Bad Religion? What the fuck his name is? The guy was in Minor Threat too.
Right now. Yeah, I can't remember right now.
Whatever his name is, we'll get there. Brian Bell.
Brian Bell, yes, that's it.
I don't know. Dude, it's so catchy. It's so good. I get it. It's a ballad. It's goofy. It's silly, but man, it's so fucking catchy. And you can tell like they didn't know how to write more to this because of the fade. And I don't like songs that fade out. I think it's cheesy. I think it's a cop out. If you know how to start a song, then you know how to end a song. Like why does nobody start a song on a fade? Because that's stupid. So why are we okay with bands ending songs on fades? Don't like it. But you can tell like they don't know how to end it because this whole thing is just written around a chorus. But god damn, that's a good chorus.
It's a really good chorus.
It's one of those choruses that even after the song's over, you never heard this for the first time in your life, and after it's over, you can still sing along to it. That's how catchy it is.
You're right. Lyrically, what do you have on this one?
I'm looking at you. I think it's about that. I think he's just like in his mind, where he's thinking in his mind. He's kind of like asking himself and a significant other if everything's okay.
Yeah, I think this is him showing his insecurity, how, it's him being on tour and questioning if she's still in love with him. Is she being truthful? It's that insecurity, dude, going on tour. So, I don't think, like we were saying, there's not a lot of depth to his lyrics at all. They're pretty elementary. They really are. But that's why, I think that's another reason why so many kids, tweens, they love this band.
It's because of the Christian thing, like you said.
Well, it's a bit of both.
It's a bit of both.
Yeah, it is.
Not a bit of both. Okay. What's your 1B?
What do you think it is?
Oh my God, you're so fucking. What? Talk about one dimensional. Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Fist versus Tact.
You're more one dimensional than MxPx. Literally, you are fucking wow.
Literally, yeah, no, that's a good song, man.
You're so weak. You are weak. You're weak.
Why?
You're
Why?
weak.
Because there's some sort of energy on this record. Because
just because there's energy
intensity?
doesn't make like a good song. Just because it's song's intense. There's no like intensity in a lot of Regina Spektor songs. They're just good, beautiful songs.
Yeah, but there aren't any good, beautiful songs on this record.
We just talked about one.
Oh my god, dude! It's that song that we just talked about is a song that, like we both said or we both agreed upon, they didn't know how to write a song because they're not really good songwriters. They write good hooks every once in a while, but they can't write a song around the hook. Yeah, and that's a perfect example of it. So throw some intensity into a song.
It's okay. Everybody knows. Tact. Everybody knows you like punk music. Everybody knows you're a little punker. Okay.
So why can't I like this?
You don't have to flex. You can just like take the back seat for once. It's okay. Why is this your favorite song? It's just
because it's the most aggressive song they've done. Thankfully, we have something different to break up kind of the monotony of the filler.
It's just a good like solid like thrash song here, but like nothing we haven't heard from anybody else doing this for the past decade and a half.
You're right. You're totally right.
Ugh.
It's not anything different that they've done in the past. It's not anything different from other bands, but it breaks up what's happening on this record.
Literally, like we can just have like this shit. Like fucking Justin Bieber can have the worst fucking album of all time. You can just throw in a song like Fist versus Tact and Tyler. Oh,
that'd be pretty sick though.
This album's actually pretty good. On second listen though, you're the worst.
Would that be pretty cool though?
You are.
If you heard like a punk song like this from Justin Bieber, you know, you'd be down for that.
Of course, I would. That'd be great.
So don't get off your fucking high horse. Get the fuck out of here. God damn.
You're incorrigible. You're incorrigible.
I don't care.
I don't care. I don't care. You don't care. I don't care. So go ahead. All right.
What? I'll play this song. I really like this song. This is my one.
Play a fucking track.
I'm gonna play it. So here it is. Fist versus Tact from the MxPx's. Fist versus Tact from MxPx. I just love the simplicity. I mean, all their songs are simple, but the real simplicity of this. And then the part with like the guitar, the palm mutes, the dun da dun da dun da dun. So good.
It's fine, yeah.
It's so fucking cool, man.
I mean, this is obviously a playlistable song.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a stupidly dumb song. And
it just worries me that this is your one banger, because then everything else you just had no fun with.
I mean, there are some songs that they're forgettable. For sure.
Do you have stinkers on this album?
I don't have stinkers because everything was enjoyable, but it's filler and forgettable. Some of it.
So you have one banger and then what is that? 15 okay songs?
Two bangers, and then the rest. Yeah.
For real? You only have two bangers?
No, I have seven. I have 7.
Did you playlist all bangers?
No, I did not.
Oh, I don't know if they're true bangers then, buddy boy.
I playlisted my top 3 bangers. I playlisted.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So that Fist for Tact, my 6B. Okay.
You're the worst. How many B's do you have?
Like 8.
Oh, okay. That's not even. Get it out of here.
I have 8 B's, and then I listed everything else as like a low B. No, 9 B's, and then low B, mid B, or high B.
Wow. Okay. All right. So what do you have on Fist versus Tact?
We just got into it. There's a lot of cool stuff on there that I like. There's a lot of they still play the song, or again, they did. Lyrically, but they played it live, and they still slayed it, man. They were still just as aggressive. They would speed it up sometimes. Yuri does those like super simple tom hits, those do to lead into the next parts.
Yeah,
so
I like
basic,
that part too.
So basic, dude. But that's stuff that we do before we transition to the faster parts of songs when we jam together. God, you gotta love it, right?
Yeah, and they've made a career off mediocrity. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like NoFX is like the fucking Bob Dylan's of pop punk music, and they've written the same fucking song 45,000 times.
Oh, come on, you can make that up about anybody.
Like who? Name one other person. Not Weezer.
Okay, you're right. But Weezer just have some bad fucking shit. Like Bob Dylan wrote 5 songs, and all 5 songs were terrible. And he rewrote those 5 songs.
Fucking guy.
1,000 fucking times.
You can't see me, but I'm shaking my fist and like the
shaking in there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What do you have lyrically on this song? The stupid song.
The song literally stupid. They don't.
Yeah.
Dumb.
It's about his depression after breaking up with his girl.
It's stupid.
That's it. That's all the song's about, I think. All right. So what's your 2B? Second banger on here.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, like scroll.
Scroll.
Oh, Party, My House, Be There.
I love that title. I do love that title. That's my 6B.
Another fan favorite here. Party, My House, Be There. My 2B. Dude, instantly catchy, instantly fun song. It's so bouncy. This is the one that reminded me of the Sugar Cult type shit, where it's just like, it's so bouncy, it's so swingy. And it's so rad when you can hear Mike and his bass like going at it together, because you don't get like a lot of it. It's always like Tom thrown in the mix, which is fine. But I really like just to hear Mike and his bass. And he's not a great singer, but he does have a unique voice that kind of only he sounds like. It's very Fat Mike sounding, but a little bit more croony. But it's not good.
You're right.
It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad.
It's not.
Like, he's not a good singer. He's not a good singer.
We just everything we talk about, every way we describe this band is like a backhanded compliment, or is just nothing is overly positive about this band.
Because it's like we live in a society now where if you're not the best at what you do, then you're shit. But like, where did we lose sight of? Like, there's a lot of really good like B team bands.
No, I know.
Like, there's a lot of good C team fucking bands, man. Like, there's a lot of good stuff out there that is just like, yeah, that's pretty good. Not the best, but that's fucking good. Like, I'd see you live. I'd buy your stuff.
Where would you throw MxPx there? B team?
Yeah,
I throw them in B team.
I would throw them in B team because I don't have a lot of reason to throw them in A team or A tier, but I would never even think about putting them in C tier.
They're riding that fine line. They're B- right now.
No. They're B tier. They do have a massive fan base that's bigger than most people would even fucking realize.
No, I know. And I've watched some live stuff recently from them, and they draw a pretty decent crowd. I was surprised.
Yeah, they've been around. They've been around a long time. Put out consistently good music.
Christian bass, man. That Christian bass. Oh God.
Yeah. Party, My House, Be There. This is a 6B, you said?
Yeah, it's my 6B.
This is another one where they had the woes, right? There's woes in here.
Yeah.
And there's the
Green Day riff, the Green Day guitar riff, kind of that bouncy, swingy thing like you were saying.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of Green Day.
Dude, this song pulls out all of the pop punk stops. They have like that staccato bass part, that dun 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 over the guitar pick, and the do 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 do, like all this stuff. Everything like in the pop punk realm, they put into the song.
Yeah. Yep.
It's good.
And you brought up, it's nice hearing Mike sing with just the bass or without the guitar. And on this song, they do that, and it does sound really good. And it made me think, like, why do they always have to just fill the wall of sound? Like, just let the song breathe a little bit. Like, his guitar comes in so unnecessarily sometimes. Like, you could add so much more to a song with less guitar. Especially when your guitar playing is not outstanding. It's not creative, really. I don't feel.
But then if they didn't put the guitar in there, people would complain like, "Oh, you guys are just like fucking Reliant K. You just make this music. You're not punk anymore." Like, you gotta have the dumb, boring guitarist. 'Cause every punk band is a dumb, boring guitarist.
Yeah.
Every mediocre punk band, I should say, is a dumb, boring guitarist.
True. So, you want to play a little bit of this? What do you want to do?
Yeah, play a little bit of it.
Party, My House, Be There. Pretty cool stuff, right? The theme fiasco from No XPXs.
I just cracked open a Heine Zero.
Did you really? Why?
I was sitting there.
I mean, you have actual real beer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is real beer. There's no alcohol in it.
There's no alcohol. Yeah. I'm opening up a Sprite because Sprites are good.
Sprite. Oh my God.
What, you don't like Sprite?
It's just like straight Sprite. There's like so much sugar in that shit.
Well, no, it's zero sugar. Come on, zero sugar.
I was gonna say, are you complaining like, oh, whatever?
No. Yeah.
40 grams of sugar in a fucking Sprite.
No, I don't think that much.
There's a lot. It's for sure more than 30. I think it's around 40.
Let's see here. Now I want to know. 44. 44.
Do you so like just the other day actually I showed Nick and Sloan how much 44 grams of sugar actually is. Like I have a little scale.
That's a lot.
And I poured 44 grams of sugar into a little tub, and I poured the tub back into the sugar holder. And as it slowly like poured back in, I was like, this is how much fucking sugar you're drinking when you drink a soda. And when you see it like that, it's like, holy fucking shit. That's like 10% of the drink.
I know, it's kind of gross when you think about it. But damn, dude, every once in a while you get a Coke, just a regular Coca-Cola. That's fucking good. Like once a year, just treat yourself. One Coke. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Anyway, why sodas? What's your? I did bring it up. That's true. So, what's your 3B?
That was my 3B. I thought I said my 3B. Do we not go?
No, because the theme is my 2B. So,
the downfall of Western civilization is my 3B.
That's my 3B too. Look,
very good.
Our bangers are pretty much the same again this week. Yeah, talking so much shit, but we're on the same.
You're talking so much shit. You're just listing B's because you felt bad, because you feel obligated, because God's going to look down on you with his judging eyes. That's why you fucking listed B's. I listed these B's because I love these songs.
Okay. Did you hear a lot of good Charlotte on this record? Because I heard a lot.
I heard a lot of bands. This one's interesting because this is the one that has a really cool like guitar like riff later on that's kind of riffing around. And it's kind of like, and you think like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is a little bit more, it's almost like this country influenced punk riff because there's a lot of hammer-ons, a lot of slides, nothing crazy, but it's like, this is like better than we've heard Tom do. And then it looks like, I mean, he doesn't say that Greg from Bad Religion is specifically doing these riffs, but he's featured on this track. And this is the only track that has like really standout guitar parts. So,
yep. And
that's
I
cool.
said there's even a tiny guitar solo. That's what I have in my notes.
Yeah. So that's probably not him, but that's fine. That's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. But this one, dude, this one's very Dude Ranch sounding to me.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Because of just how kind of like dumb and quick it is. Like everything's just kind of like thrown out there real quick. And then Tom's letting those power chords ring out. But just so he can really just make sure he can kind of keep in time somewhat with what Yuri's doing. And that's kind of like when Scott's blurring at the drums, like doing that real fast thing. Sometimes you hear like Tom and Mark kind of just let things ring out because they don't know how to quite keep in time very well. So it's easier just to like ring something out and then come back in on like the 4 count or whatever count they're trying to come in on. And that's really the reason why you're. Okay.
Now I have a kind of a Blink relation too on this one, or correlation, I guess. The intro to this song reminds me, it sounds a lot like Boxcar Racer, something that would have been on that record. It's that, because it starts out with like that thick sounding bass, and the guitar tone is really kind of crunchy, like a lot crunchier than Tom sounds on the rest of the record, and it reminded me just a lot of Boxcar Racer, like the maybe the beginning of Feel So, or what's another? I don't even know what other song off that record, but yeah, I got a lot of Boxcar Racer feelings on this one.
Dude, it's fun, silly. Love the gang vocals. It's a good song.
Super cheesy. The gang vocals are super cheesy, but
hey, you gotta have them.
It works for them. It works for MxPx because they're already so cheesy. So it's okay.
Ouch. Hate them. Okay, that's all right.
I don't hate them at all. I think this is a good song. That's why it's my 3B. It's a good one. So I don't know. You know, it's funny. We don't have a lot to say about the music on here.
I don't. I know.
It's
I
not.
know.
It's there's not a lot of depth.
It's by the lyrics too. Like the lyrics are just. I mean, I
can't
every one of
latch on
my
to either of them.
Every one of my pieces for like the lyric bit is just like one sentence, maybe 2 sentences.
Same here. Yeah.
Same
here.
I mean, like I do have a lot of bangers. There's a lot of stuff on here that I can talk about. That we can talk about lyrically. I don't. We could stop talking about the lyrics entirely, and I think I'd be okay.
Yeah, I mean they're all pretty much the same. There's nothing like, at least when we did Good Charlotte, there were the few songs that were about their dad and not about girls, you know?
Yeah.
But this is just all about relationships, and just done poorly, I feel. Or just not poorly, just
it's not poorly, it's just
like
generic.
A kid. Yeah, just like a tween. But yeah, I don't know. Do
But
you want to play a little bit of Downfall, or what do you want to
no,
do?
this is get through some of the other bangers here. By 4B's Get With It, one of the later songs.
That's not a banger for me.
Dude,
Okay,
like I Am the Avalanche, like I Am the Avalanche has a ton of music that sounds just like this, where it's kind of like, it's not slower, even like Brooklyn Dodgers, right? How Brooklyn Dodgers is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's catchy though.
But then it drops into like the Brooklyn Dodgers. He's screaming, and then it drops in super heavy. But then, like the verses are kind of weird. They're slower. It's got a different drum beat. So like that's what this song kind of is doing here a little bit. I love the melodies on this one. This is very Green Day also, and how he sings some of these parts in the vein of like self-serving with a purpose earlier on, which is super fucking Green Day because of the way he kind of I don't know, that vocal style that he's doing. That's very We just did Green Day. It sounds so much like Billy Joel, and what Billy Joel was doing at the time.
The Dookie drawl.
Yeah, the Dookie drawl. You think you said that?
Yeah.
That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what you were talking about last week.
Yeah, the Dookie drawl.
The Dookie drawl. That's it. But yeah, but then when the gang vocals come in, this one it's so damn fun. It says, "We're just here to rock." Like that's so cheesy. Love it. Love it.
And then just the backup vocals of "Get With It," like it's so generic, but I think in the context of this record, it's exciting because it's something a little bit different, something that doesn't sound as fillery. Fillery? That's not even a word.
Hillary Clinton.
That was really dumb.
Good old Hillary. Yeah, no, Get With It's a good song. It's my 4B. I love it. I playlisted it. That's okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, I didn't playlist this. I don't even have that many notes. Where I mean, honestly, to me the latter half,
Hillary, bladder, flatter.
Hillary. Yeah. Jesus. The latter half of this record is a lot of it just jumbles together for me. I don't know. Well, I do know why, because a lot of it sounds the same, but yeah, man, once again, they should have condensed this record to like 11 tracks, 10 tracks, maybe. I think really shortened it.
If they did 10 tracks and then Fist versus Tact was like a bonus track after the theme fiasco.
Oh yeah.
Like that would have been fucking like unreal stuff. And then like obviously when streaming comes out now, we can just eliminate that dead space, and so we get 11 tracks. But yeah, that would have been really, really solid. I do like a lot of the filler. Like so the first filler for me is just the final slow dance. That's like the first filler song for me. The third track.
Oh, okay.
It's very much like the first two, but just not as catchy. Not a whole different like personality with this one.
The final slow dance, I heard a lot of Bad Religion, a lot of Greg Gaffin in this one. Just I don't know, a ton of Bad Religion, and it's a really short song too. It's just under 2 minutes. The melody's pretty basic, much like a lot of Bad Religion is. A lot of it's pretty basic, but still, Bad Religion's a lot catchier, I think, than MxPx.
Hold on there, dude.
That's true though.
Hold on there, dude.
It's true though.
Let's not say things we're gonna regret.
I don't regret anything.
Well, you should regret some things, like what you just said, and saying that "Holla Back Girl" is a dumb song.
Oh yeah, that's not a very good song at all. I'll die on that hill. I'll die on that mountain. Whatever stupid idiots say on the internet.
That's on the no-no list.
That is on the no. Oh, why did I say it? It's on the no-no list. You're right. I failed.
Okay.
Final slow dance. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm just trying to like go through and see what like the most important notes that I have here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just go through my other two bangers: Under Lock and Key and Inches from Life. Do those sit anywhere for you?
Under Lock and Key is my 7B.
Okay, and then
That's
Inches from Life.
Life. Whatever you want to do first. I don't know.
Let's do Under Lock and Key.
Inches from Life is my 5B, so I like Inches from Life better than Under Lock and Key. But Under Lock and Key's solid. Got a good swing to it.
Did we talk about that song? Oh no,
we did not.
Okay, sorry, my notes were all weird.
They're all weird.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fairly fast song. I really like the second verse, the stop and go of the guitar while everything else is kind of playing. I like when bands do that. They don't do it too often when they should. Like I was saying earlier, like Tom needs to know when to just stop playing and let the songs fucking breathe. And you get that in this song a little bit, and I think that's one reason why I like it. And the hook in the chorus is very Bad Religion. Once again, Bad Religion rears their ugly head on this song. And the super bouncy bridge that's very reminiscent of Newfound Glory in Sum 41. And I've found myself this week, obviously, comparing this band and these songs to other bands because there's not a lot to write about. And that sucks. But yeah, Newfound Glory, Sum 41, Bad Religion. I hear all three of those bands in this one particular song.
I mean, yeah, so like all three of those bands over the course of this album, I heard Blink in this album, I heard Sugar Cult in this album, and I heard a lot of NoFX in the course of MxPx's career, but it's not like a bad thing, and that's Pennywise we talked about. It's fine. It's fine.
Honestly, NoFX is the only band I didn't hear on
That's
any
fucking
of these songs.
nuts, dude. Like, goddamn, man. Mike, the way he sings, how he sings, the way he just spits out words. So much Fat Mike.
I still don't hear it. Like, replaying these songs as we've been going, I still don't hear the NoFX.
Mostly after this album. So, like, after the album, after Ever Passing Moment and beyond, very NoFX like. Because that's when NoFX got really pop punk.
That's true, yeah. After, what was it, Pump Up the Volume?
Yeah, that was like
because that came out, what, in 2000? So that makes sense.
Yeah, because that was right after Path of Least Resistance. That was on the Punk-O-Rama soundtrack.
Yeah, and I have that comp that it's on, too.
Yeah.
So another reason to have so many NoFX records.
I don't know about that. Not 13.
What about what?
Not 13.
Well, I mean, they're all good records.
How many fucking albums do you even have? You didn't collect them all? Like Pokemon?
No, I'm done. I'm done with NoFX. I don't need anything else from them.
You don't want to get that last 17 albums that they have?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
I'm maxed out on my NoFX. So anyway, Under Lock and Key. That's a good song. What was the other one? It was Inches from Life.
Inches from Life, but I feel like I don't know.
What?
I think this is it. I think we've run its course. I think we're circling. We're trying.
I feel like, God, this is a short episode. I think we've only been at it for like an hour.
I don't have like anything negative to say, but I don't think I have anything more to say.
I mean, I don't have anything overtly negative, just kind of talking shit playfully. But yeah, no, I guess, I don't really have anything else either. I'm looking through my other notes too. Yeah, I just can't believe how short this episode is. This is crazy. And we did a lot of fighting too. Like normally
you lose some.
When we fight, the episodes tend to be really long, and we did fight a lot. So it's kind of telling, right?
That we spent more time fighting than talking about the album.
Yeah. Usually there's a nice balance, but yeah, that's kind of interesting. All right, so let's wrap it up then. Let's give our final thoughts on this record and give it our rating based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. Should be burned. All copies should be burned. So what do you got, Jess? Go.
Well, I don't know about that, dude. Don't hate this band. The biggest pillar for this band is not that they're Christian, okay, or they were Christian. I don't know if he still is or not. I think he said something like he still kind of is, but he doesn't fall in line directly with his beliefs. Honestly, some very generic response that he gave. But yeah, dude,
I remember reading it too, and it didn't mean anything.
I read it 2 or 3 times, and even now I can't recall what I read because it was just very generic. But even his podcast, right, the Mike Herrera podcast, he has so many very, very well-known popular musicians on there, and they all love him. Everybody loves him.
Yeah, that's rad.
Everybody wants to be on his podcast. Everybody wants to talk to him. Everybody loves Mike Herrera, and it's because he can write accessible music. He can write at least fun music. This is fun. MxPx is fun overall. Not the greatest. They're not S tier. They're not A tier. But they're just good, solid B tier. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. There's a lot of really good BT bands. Like Deep Purple. Grand Funk.
Deep Purple, Grand Funk, yeah.
Deep Purple might be in like the A tier actually, but like
Yeah,
for sure,
I would
B
put
tier.
them up. I would put them up to at least the stuff in the 60s and 70s, especially the 70s.
Especially because how
They're
like metal they
A
were
tier.
in that early stages of like the metal formations and stuff. But like Grand Funk, yeah, like a B team band for sure. But they're so goddamn good, or they were so goddamn good. But there's nothing wrong with MxPx. Okay, they're adequately rated in many aspects. I love them. I still gonna listen to them. I dig it. But this is like 2.25.
Really that high for this? Okay.
Yeah, because I do think this is good. I do think you're not giving enough credit to like the melodies that are here. The song structures are basic, but that's punk, dude.
That is punk, dude. Yeah. We bitch about Sex Pistols, but that's punk, dude.
Well, they're just bad.
That's true. God,
Corporate
Sex Pistols, like,
shills.
the fakest fucking band. One of the fakest bands of all time. Ugh, God, I hate that band.
They
I hate
could
when
be.
people
They
talk
could be the
positively
fakest.
about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really dislike them. What did I hear recently where somebody almost got in a fight with Johnny Rotten? I don't remember. Never mind.
Ugh.
Yeah, whatever. I don't remember now. Oh, it was Darren from Goldfinger. He almost got in a fist fight with... Darren was on a podcast last week. It was really good. It was a really, really good
Darren
podcast.
Pfeiffer?
Yeah, Darren Pfeiffer. And they were talking about how Goldfinger opened up for Sex Pistols in the early 90s when they did that reunion tour. And they almost got like in a fist fight, him and Johnny Rotten did. Yeah, it's a pretty cool story.
Good.
That was a really good
his
episode.
ass.
Oh, yeah, Darren would have killed him. Johnny Rotten is such a little bitch, man.
Little rotten little shit.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, my final thoughts on MxPX and this record, slowly going the way of the buffalo. I agree with you. They are a B tier band. BT band.
They keep that's what every time I say that, that's what I think that's what I think that I'm saying.
I keep thinking about it too. They don't have anything overly catchy. They don't have anything overly bad outside of that one record, which I don't remember the name of right now. This record, quite a bit of filler. Like we were saying, it could be condensed down to a much shorter record. Could have been better that way. I would go back to this again. I would buy this if it was like $15, $20. I'd buy it.
Ooh.
I know. I would buy this, and I'd buy Secret Weapon as well if it was like $15-$20. But yeah, I mean, I'd go back to this, especially if I'm like hanging out with you and stuff, and we're just chilling in the office, just watching Star Wars or whatever, playing records. I'd be down to listen to this and have a good time, make fun of it. But yeah, with that, I'll give this a solid 2 out of 3. Just 2 out of 3.
That's good. That's good.
I would go back to it again. As much shit as I talked on it, I would
So
go
2
back to
adequate ratings. And it's not that we're like talking a lot of shit on it. It's just we're reaffirming the fact that this is a good album, but nothing about this is great, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. I'm okay. You're okay.
I'm okay. You're okay. But I disagree with you. I think they are an overrated band.
There's nothing about them is overrated.
They are overrated.
Nobody ever talks about them. Who talks about them? What
They're
publications,
like one of the
what
more-
articles you
they're
ever
like one
fucking
of the
read
more-
talks about them?
They're one of the more popular bands in the punk scene.
Because they have a cult
And they always
following.
have
Because
been.
people in the
Exactly.
underground like talk about them, but like
Exactly.
no
And they're
mainstream
overrated.
talk about them. No,
That doesn't matter if the
they're
mainstream.
not mentioned in the same circles as like Bouncing Souls or Vandals or anybody else.
They don't
They've been
have to
around
be
almost
to
as
be
long.
overrated. They don't have to be overrated.
It's silly boy talk. Nobody
No, it's
overrates
not.
this band.
They're overrated.
Except for gremlins behind their computer like me talking about them. Nobody overrates this band.
Right. Gremlins like me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we have anything else on this one?
Mm-hmm. No.
No. Mm-hmm. No.
No.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. You know what to do. Give us 5 stars. Hope you enjoyed this pretty short episode of the pod. Stay tuned because we're getting into a massive album, a massive band to end pop punk season, and I will have a beer next week. So,
Damn.
beers, I should say. So yeah,
Damn.
that's it. That's all.
What's your 1B?
What do you think it is?
Oh my God, you're so fucking what? Talk about one dimensional. Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Fist versus Tact.
You're more one dimensional than MxPx. Literally, you are fucking wow.
Literally, yeah, no, that's a good song, man.
You are weak. You're weak.
Why?
You're
Why?
weak.
Because you're right. You're totally right.
Ugh.
It's not anything different that they've done in the past. It's not anything different from other bands, but it breaks up what's happening on this record.
Literally, like we can just have like this shit. Like fucking Justin Bieber can have the worst fucking album of all time. You can just throw in a song like Fist versus Tact and Tyler. Oh,
That'd be pretty sick, though.
This album's actually pretty good. On second listen, though, you're the worst.
Wouldn't that be pretty cool though?
You are the
if you heard like a
fucking
punk
worst.
song like this from Justin Bieber. Yeah, and they've made a career off mediocrity. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like NoFX is like the fucking Bob Dylan's of pop punk music, and they've written the same fucking song 45,000 times.
Oh, come on, you can make that up about anybody.
Like who? Name
Most
one other
bands.
person. Not Weezer.
Oh, okay, you're right. But Weezer just have some bad fucking shit. Like Bob Dylan wrote 5 songs, and all 5 songs are terrible. You know, and he rewrote those 5 songs.
Fucking guy.